Here we start, we are in the different species of animals, that is sheep. Sheep and goats and rams come in the input of this ayat. وَفَدَيْنَاهُ بِذِبْحٍ عَظِيمٍ. Indeed, we have compensated him with a great sacrifice. That is Ibrahim alayhi salam, who was supposed to sacrifice his son for Qurbani, but he passed the test. Allah Ta'ala substituted this with a ram. So rams and sheep and goats come in the input of this ayat. And when we come closer to with the camera to the crowds, then I'll explain to you regarding the other aspects of the sheep. Regarding the species of animals that I mentioned, for example, the oxen, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْمُرُكُمْ أَن تَذْبَحُوا بَقَرَةً. Verily Allah Ta'ala has commanded us to slaughter the cow. As far as the sheep were concerned, وَفَدَيْنَاهُ بِذِبْحٍ عَظِيمٍ. We have compensated him with a great sacrifice. In the case of another species of animal, Allah Ta'ala speaks about فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ. Read namaz to your Rabb and make nahr. Thus nahr refers to the camel. To make nahr of the camel is to pierce the throat. Why do we pierce the throat of the camel? Is because Allah Ta'ala has created the camel in such a way that the two blood vessels are not so far away apart from like other animals, but the blood vessels are very close to the food pipe and windpipe, thus not necessitating the slaughter of animals in this case, but the poking of the throat, whereby the four vessels are still reached. Alright, in these species, the lamb should be 1 year old, and if they are 6 months or 8 months old, standing amongst 1 year olds, that's also permissible. If they look like 1 year olds, that's also permissible. But what is very important is that we can see from here, there's full horns here. It should be full horns, full tails. Can you see this? There's a sheep all have tails here to qualify for Qurbani. More than 2/3 of the horn or the tail should be intact for Qurbani. That's the least we can say. Alright, somebody asked me once a question. This year I want to do a lamb for Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So I told him, what about yourself? So he told me, no, I did mine last year. So I said, no, you did yours last year, but if it's wajib on you this year also, then you should do it this year too. You do first your own Qurbani. When you take the sheep home, you do your own Qurbani, then you can do for Rasulullah Sallallahu or your grandparents, whoever else, the Nafil Qurbani. But your Qurbani is wajib, you should do your Qurbani first. We can see this is a nice sized sheep, alhamdulillah, and ready for the big day. Many of the Anbiya alayhim salatu wasalam were shepherds. It brings humbleness in a person to do this kind of work. To determine the age of the goats, we learned in the abattoirs before, the veterinarians taught us that we should see that they have two big teeth at the bottom and slightly split. Then they are 1 year old and more. If they are not yet split, or if they are not yet larger than the others, then that animal is not yet 1 year old.